talking off the ceiling. From the trenches to the end zone, we lived it, we know it. You want that real football talk? Whoop it, let's go get it. DJ at the tight end, blocking and he's balling. Grant down in the trenches, hit the offensive line, calling big C. Right beside him, serving pancakes for breakfast. 300 pounds pulling, nobody gon' check us. Matt patrol the safety center field. He ready, pick your quarterback off for your offense even needed. And Josh split out wide, burning corners for the 6. Now we bring it to your screen every morning, we don't miss. Morning huddle, that's the Hogs, we don't sleep on the hill. Knowledge of the game, we earned it every rep, every drill. So get up, call them with us. Big swing. This the morning huddle, baby. Razorbacks, let's move.
Yes, sir. As we get into it, y'all know what it is. A nice little Monday to get things started off for you here on 4th and 5. You, my friends, are waking up with us watching the Morning Huddle. And boy, do we have a show lined up for you here today. Let's go ahead and take a look at that rundown, that good old playbook for you today. As we said, y'all, a lot to talk about. Actually, what happened up in Fayetteville when it comes to the good old Jelly Roll concert? Obviously, we're going to have a conversation about that. Also, when it comes to frustration with some people in Arkansas media and Hunter Yurachek. Yes, the conversation still continues. And we did well when it comes to that good old MLB Draft, talking about a little baseball. In the Home Run Derby set tonight, we're going to take a trip down memory lane, some of our favorite moments from the good old Home Run Derby, that is. Welcome in, everybody. I'm DJ Williams, joined alongside Grant Cook and Josh Throne. Fellas, how we doing this morning? How was your weekend?
It was great.
Yeah?
Pretty good, man.
Locked in?
Well rested, my brother. Well rested.
Always well rested. Yeah?
I skipped the concert.
I heard. We're going to get into Jelly Roll here in a second. You know, obviously making some rolls or some rounds online when it comes to the inclement weather and how it all panned out. We'll talk about that here in just a second. But yeah, jam-packed weekend as always. A lot of things kind of came up. We're going to talk about something we typically don't like to talk about, but it's getting a lot of attention. Tried our best to avoid it, but we're going to talk about it anyway. It's just the talker of the day, I guess. All right, y'all. But before all that happens, good morning, all you fine folk or 4th and 5 folk. That is. Let's go ahead and get into it as I hop into our chat line right now. Johnny Vincent 76 saying the first one, and that was confirmed by viewers saying that he was the first one on YouTube. So Johnny V, congratulations. Another tally for you, my friend.
Now, listen.
Uh-oh. What you got for us?
I see down here Bo B or Bebo.
Bebo.
Yeah, go down.
Yeah. How far are we going down?
So you see somebody named Bo.
All right, I'm looking for a Bo. This must be way at the bottom if you're asking about that then. I see him.
Bo B.
Bo B. What we got?
I kind of in agreement.
Now
the rule's not been set.
I just saw this. I'll pull it up on the screen.
So the rule has not been set. So today still is what it is.
Yeah.
But we can't just be throwing,
so
random stuff in there to get it. Yeah, I mean, we need a GM or a good morning or
let's give some context.
Hey.
We're gonna give some context. If you're
Look,
joining us,
sending the letter K to 4th and 5 is like sending the letter K to your girlfriend or your wife.
Oh man, I wouldn't go that far. But that's a different ball game. But I see where you're going. So if you're joining for the first time, first of all, thank you for hanging out with us. But we give prizes to people who participate, all right? And so we keep track of the first person in the chat to say good morning. Because, if you're up and early and you're ready to go, and you'll be surprised. We got like 15 people within 10 seconds of each other just sitting back waiting. And you know what I did this morning? I waited 20 seconds to press the timer to try to mix it up a little bit, and they still were ready to go. And so we keep track. And so the first person to leave a comment gets a name towards a free T-shirt if they can get 5. If they get 5 first chats, it doesn't have to be in a row, but over time I keep count. And so Johnny Vincent just put K, so he's trying to get it quick so he can press send quick. So Grant, you want to put a rule? We need a little bit more than that moving forward.
We got to do something.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, we can't just be dropping one letter in here.
Okay,
so.
okay. Could have hit an okay, KK. A little John. That's what Lance Stroud says. Speaking of that, good morning, everyone. Let me go through some of these. Johnny V, first one in with that K. And then right after him, I got Joe Fairley. He hit me with a GM for a little good morning. That's even a little better, right?
Yeah, at least we can get to where he's going.
Yeah. Jim Gum, good morning. We got Legend 86, Darren Hood in the house. Jeremy Harvey, Hogs Eddie, Dennis Mitchell. Dennis Mitchell, I got your message. I think that was on Facebook, maybe an email. I can't remember, but I really appreciate those words, man. We got some good people here at 4th and 5, what we're trying to build here, what we're trying to grow, the support. It does not go unnoticed at all, okay? So I really appreciate those words. I meant to text you back or message you back. Had a lot going on. My girlfriend made me climb Pinnacle Mountain. She does like a lot of influencer deals, and she's doing something where it highlights Arkansas State parks. And every time she agrees to these things, I somehow get signed up to be the camera person. All right. And sometimes it's cool.
How'd that go?
Oh my gosh. So she picked Pinnacle Mountain. And I said, I'm not going up that damn mountain, babe. I love you. I do.
It was hot too,
we can do stuff at the bottom. I'll bust out the drone. Maybe we can get some shots. I'll even get up to like that spot. If you've climbed Pinnacle Mountain, it's where the rocks are. And like there's a big view in there. I said, I can get you there. But I said, we can go ahead and have this argument now or on the mountain. All right. I'm not going up. So let's go ahead and get it out of the way. And so we went halfway to that spot. And guess what? We came back down. Good day. It's a good way, a good compromise. She got the content. I didn't have to go all the way up the mountain. And we're pulling out of Pinnacle Mountain. And then I get pulled over before I even left the parking lot by the park ranger. I was just like, what did I do? Did he think I littered? Was I not supposed to have a drone? Was I recording people without their consent? I don't know. He got me for my tags. I didn't even know park rangers got you for the tags.
I told you they got a lot.
Wow.
They got a lot of power, man. They got a lot of
park ranger.
A wide range. They could have took your car.
They could have took. Park rangers don't mess around. All right. So he got me for my expired tags. And in his defense, they've been expired for a minute. It's just you get busy once they expire. You can't go online. You have to go in and do all this other stuff.
Did you get a ticket?
Oh, I got a ticket. And you know me, it is what it is. I'm trying to be nice. And that park ranger, he must have been having a bad day that day. I hit him with hey, have a nice day. He said, and walked off. And see, I think he was having a bad day. I think he was legit pissed off that I haven't had my tags done for that long. So it is what it is. Fine. So anyway, Ebony got her stuff and I got a ticket. All right, but it is what it is. What you do for the ones you love, right?
You better give the government your money, buddy.
Oh,
you gotta.
That's on me.
I think you can do it online, DJ.
Well, if you let them expire, you can't. You have to go.
Well,
you have to go in.
That might be true.
Yeah, they want to look you in the face.
Yeah, they do. All right, so that's on my.
I just looked up the Pinnacle Mountain, 974 feet.
Yeah.
And when it comes to mountains.
Different ballgame.
Not that giant of a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
So just if you've ever climbed Pinnacle Mountain, which I have not, but I've heard these guys talk about how difficult it is.
Depends.
That gives you a little perspective of what Mount Everest would look like.
Oh yeah, it makes
which is about 36,000 times taller than that.
Oh my gosh! Now it just depends on where you are on Pinnacle.
Or not 36,000.
I promise we'll get to football here in just
36
a second.
times.
But I will say this. And depending on how often you do it and what shape you're in, it's fun and leisurely for some people. Some people it's not. It's hot. It's a nice little grind, good on the quads and hamstrings and calves. But when I see like a dad go up this mountain with a kid strapped to his back or to his stomach with those little things, and he's also walking the dog at the same time, I'm like, okay, DJ, get up this mountain. It's a cool spot.
Dude, really quick, and I know we've
What you got for me?
On our honeymoon, we went on a hike.
We
went on a hike to these glacier lakes. We were up in Whistler and Vancouver, Canada.
Yeah.
And we go up these lakes and we're checking them out. On the way up there, I thought, I'm probably gonna die on this trip. Like this is where I'll be.
This is it.
And what did not make it any better is here comes this dude just jogging.
Okay.
He jogged all the way up to the very top, and I was about halfway up whenever he was jogging back.
Ooh.
So he lapped me.
No, he's different. Different animal. Different animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, okay, there's levels. There's levels to this whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm on level 1.
They're built different.
I was at level 1.
Hey, Chris Caver must be up there because he says he loves the view at the top of Pinnacle Mountain. And I said, it's nice. Once you get up there, I would almost say that the way down is sometimes harder than the way up. Just because you got to
Depends on how weak those legs are.
Depends on how weak those legs are, especially trying to hold back all this weight against gravity. It's tough both ways. All right, let's go ahead and keep this going. Somebody says, I can confirm you can get them online when expired because the past 4 years I've been bad about it by 4 months or so. So Mike Weaver said that comment. I don't know. I tried online. They said no. Now mine are they're a little worse than 4 months. That's on me. Like I said, I deserve that ticket. All right, let's get into it. Question of the day posted online. What is the one thing that immediately tells you a college football team is well coached? All right, a few things pop up, fellas. I want to ask you first. Any things that pop off first when it comes to a few things that is an instant tell that we got a well-coached football team, fellas?
Well-coached football team. I mean, I would say like probably discipline. Are you beating yourself or are you not beating yourself?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've had a lot of close games because we had a lot of talented guys on the field. Oftentimes it came down to discipline, and that could mean, you know, are you jumping off sides?
Yep.
Are you making the proper pre-snap reads? You know, did you get flustered in the pocket and just not go through your progressions and do something silly? You know, are you fumbling the football? There's a lot of different things that fall under the realm of discipline.
Yep.
But I think that's definitely what is a telltale sign.
Yeah.
If
Grant?
you a well-coached team or not.
Yeah, I mean, I think that sums up. I mean, specifically, you know, we were talking about, you know, like turnovers or penalties or things like that, and but I mean, I think just overall team discipline is probably the one that coaches are the most responsible for. They can't go run the route for you, right? They can't block the guy for you, but they can coach you up to make sure that those mistakes aren't there. Excuse me.
Yep.
So yeah, I think discipline overall. You can see it. You know when a team rolls out there.
Oh, you know,
discipline.
You see it. And like I said, that was our question of the day. And fellas, you're on par with everyone else. 55% of the 100+ comments we had on social media. Discipline, fewer penalties, mental mistakes. All right, lined up with it. 18% says results and winning is a good indicator. Then you have assignment, execution, and teamwork, and then it just goes down from there. So once again, that's our question of the day. Feel free, that is, to hop in our comment section, figure that out. But here's what some people specifically said. We got Papa says, not making the same mistakes, not penalized, and halftime adjustments and player development. All good signs that you got a well-coached team. Jordan says, not having pre-snap penalties for penalties in general, but especially pre-snap. That's the big one. Also, players knowing the situation that they're in without hesitation. 2-minute drill. Hurry up. That's a great point. Having situational awareness, football. Got to have it at big-time level. All right, another comment we got coming in from Alex Shirley. He says, none of that grab butt on the sideline. All right?
What is that?
Great throw and catch and sound tackling and no penalties. Can't be having that grab butt. All right.
Thanks for keeping it PG.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for that.
I don't think
Alex
I've heard
Shirley.
the grab butt before, honestly. I don't think I've
grab
heard that.
button over there, not paying attention, not taking it serious. Some great comments coming in there. Ebony said something. She actually commented on this post, and she said how they warm up, and that kind of took me back to that. That scenario I was telling you about when we were down in Alabama. How you see these guys take the things that are typically just go through their motions, but they take those things serious. And it's not fueled by the coaches, it's fueled by the players. How you practice, how you have opportunities to get better and get ready for a game. Great response by Ebony on that one. All right, y'all. Speaking of great responses, y'all know what today is. It is Monday. So what we like to do, as much as we criticize and as much as we critique here on 4th and 5, we'll put on the tape and we'll tell you what we think about it. And sometimes it's not great. We like to hold ourselves accountable too. All right. And so with that being said, we have we're about to put them on staff. We're not gonna be able to pay them. All right. But I think that's okay. We're going to get them a couple t-shirts here or there. But Professor Walther has been hired by 4th and 5 to hold us accountable. Okay. And so he's going to review our show every week and tell us where we went wrong. We've had a C-. We've had a B-. I think the highest we've had is a B-. We've had a C, a C+. Fellas, y'all ready for this? Let's lock it in. Here we go. Report card as we take a look at it, graded by Professor Walther himself. Can't believe this, fellas. Lock it in.
Sloppy week last week.
We got an A-. Come on now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we got an A-. Locked in, first time ever. We had a good week. Let's go ahead and run through it. This is how we got graded. And I got a couple things that probably could have took us to an A. I don't know about an A+. All right, so here we go. Let's break it down. Monday. Eric wants to know if we can get that woo pig a little bit longer at the beginning of the song. Now, I don't know if this goes against our report card, Professor. All right. But he says, the woo pig at the start of the intro is just a little clip. Can we get that fixed? I want the woo pig heard in all its glory, unclipped. Now, I will say that may be when I push the button to transition over to our live. So we have the countdown, and then we have when I do it to go over to the live show. I'm still working out the delay between what y'all see and what I see. So I'll hold it off and see if we can fix that. Okay. All right, here we go. Also, Monday, Grant bonus points for pushing through, getting his shot up. He was up and was dealing with all kind of technical difficulties. Pushed through, found a way to make it work. Bonus points for Grant. Good job. We get an A+ and an A+. Look at this. We had no mistakes Tuesday or Wednesday. All good. Now, Josh, I will say, you were off most of the week last week. All right. All right. So,
I noticed that on Mondays, Grant was having some issues apparently. And when he powers through those issues and comes on late, it's a bonus point. When I have issues and I'm late and I power through it, I'm just late.
Well, there's a difference between the issues in which you deal with. All right.
Okay, here we go.
So
love this part.
We don't have to get into it, but as always, we open up our little backstage place. One day I'm going to share the screen so y'all can know what's happening back here.
I walk a road alone, my brother.
But you can see Grant's stuff backstage, and then he'll send screenshots of the internet, how the router's not working. Like he's letting us know I'm up, I'm ready. Some things are happening out of my control. All right.
I used to know a DJ that would have called that an excuse, but keep going, sir.
All right. Things in your control and out of your control.
Would Josh's picture look like this?
Him in bed. Say, I'm having a connection issue with my brain right now, not wanting to wake up. Hey, it's a thing. All right, here we go. So here we go. We get our first B- of the week.
Uh-oh.
Josh came in the show muted. All right. Now,
hey, I will give Josh. I'll give Josh credit.
Not that I powered through the technical difficulty and unmuted myself quickly.
Professor Walther, let me
God
finish.
forbid I powered through
the
technical difficulty.
Let me finish. However, Professor Walther, appreciate the effort to not make noises during the intro. So we got what you were doing. You're trying to fix one thing. See, look, that's why it's a B-, not a B or not a C+. All right, here we go.
Crazy.
I said Bill Burnett set the single season record for 1996. It was 1969. That's a little bit of my dyslexia coming in. I apologize. All right. Here's another thing. Friday, we got a B-. I forgot to play the Friday show music intro. I don't know if y'all caught that. Usually we play Jump Around. Okay. So usually we open up Friday with this right here. Right now, the reason I didn't do that is because every time we play that, we get hit with like a little minor ding for copyright stuff, which happens all the time. I'm trying to get away from stuff because YouTube will essentially let us use it. We can't like monetize this specific show. That money will go to the people who wrote Jump Around, which is fine. But I'm trying to make the morning show a little bit more advantageous to kind of help pay bills around here. So I'm looking for maybe a different version of that song. So that's why we did that Friday. I may just say whatever, because sometimes the stuff's good, because then you have to think about movie scores and think about all that stuff. It gets into a little area. Anyway, We get bonus points for Grant creating the perfect Razorback game day visualization. All right. Do y'all remember when Grant did this? All right. He took us down memory lane and got us ready for football season. And boy, was it exciting. It was awesome. And so what I put that in the show somewhere so we could sit back and watch that before we get this day started. That really put me in the zone. I thought it was awesome. So Grant, remember he talked about football traditions, and we said what cannot go away from the game. Rivalry games, bowl games. We were trying to figure out what to say. And Grant's one thing is like you can't take away the football game day tailgate traditions. That always has to be the same. And so he painted a picture, and boy, Grant took us to church. Here's Grant giving his depiction and the hours I spent trying to make this into a Pixar movie.
Is there a better day than a nice, crisp
I'm
morning?
getting goosebumps. I feel it already.
Driving down Maple Street.
Leaves changing colors.
Windows down, like cracked a little bit, but a little bit of the heat on, not full blast.
Yes.
I'm taking a picture for you.
I'm in it. I'm in the front seat right now.
Oh man, that nice cold air coming. It's about 7 a.m. The heat's ready. You got a cup of coffee. You're coming down the hill. You see the stadium. People starting to trickle in. You got the tents all set up. You got people carrying in the catering because they're about to go eat at the tailgate. The band's making their way around. They're playing the different tailgates, and the cheerleaders are walking with them. And
come on, man, talk to me.
You got a little mimosa. If that's what you're into, man. They're out there calling the Hogs, about to run onto the field. The band's playing. You're running through the A. I don't know if you can get. I just don't know if you can get away from that.
I mean, Grant Cook, come on, man. I mean, what are we talking about? How awesome was that? So we got big bonus points for Grant's trip down memory lane. All right, appreciate that. Now, Josh, I don't know if you noticed, but the 4 girls cheersing with the mimosas. It was your wife.
Look familiar?
Yeah, they're all our girls. All right, it was Ebony, it was Sydney, it was Jordan, and it was Katie. All right, it was all of our ladies. All right,
I did notice that. Good job.
Yeah, I tried to add that in there. We also got your dad almost took us down for not letting you watch that national championship game. All right, so Ron, you got graded this week, and he says Eric, Professor Walther says, I don't even like Texas and USC. Can't stand them. And that says a lot that you should have let your kid stay up and watch one of the greatest national championships of all time. Also, you said Tim Tebow's speech after losing to Mississippi State was actually Ole Miss. Boom, boom, boom. B-. Wrap it up. We got an A- for the week. All right. I'm okay with that. Am I okay with it? We can do better, but we're moving in the right direction. All right. So progress each and every day. All right, y'all. Let's get into it. Got some stories to talk about. A lot happened over the weekend, so let's go ahead and get into a nice little In Case You Missed It, brought to you by our friends up there in Northwest Arkansas. Parlay on 8, the place to be, especially during football season. Hey, when the Hogs are on the road and you're not traveling, make your way up to Northwest Arkansas, Bentonville, and the 8th Street Market. 4th and 5 will be live for a pregame show 2 hours before kickoff. All right, we got TVs for you. We gonna feed you. We gonna Gatorade you, but instead of Gatorade, it's probably gonna be a little adult beverage. We got you covered, all right? Parlay on 8, the place to be during game days on the road, or even if you don't go to a game day in person and you can't make it because it's sold out and you can't get a ticket, you can watch it over there at Parlay on 8th. Once again, you can book a reservation and have your own little setup at parlayon8.com. All right, big weekend for the Razorbacks. Let's get into it. We had a big draft, all right? We had 3 guys go in the first round, all right? Those guys, Ryder Helfrich, you got Carson Wiggins, and Hunter Dietz. You got 2 pitchers and a catcher. When it comes to this, Arkansas, I think over the past 2 years, 7 first-round draft picks. I think that leads the country. Dave Van Horn pumping out that talent. Our first rounder that went 15th overall, and Ryder Helfrich, he'll be playing for Arizona. Then you got Carson Wiggins heading to the New York Mets, and then you got Hunter Dietz, left-handed pitcher, going to the New York Yankees. Overall, I think we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 total players drafted. Wow. Let's go Hogs. 5 on the first day. All right, so congratulations. We'll kind of keep track and see when they get the call up to the big leagues. But once again, shows you it's not a matter of a lack of talent. Gabe Gackle, right-handed pitcher. Ethan McIlvain, left-handed pitcher. Then you got the big tuna, Colin Fisher. Then Tate McGuire. You had 6 pitchers that got drafted. Now you got, 13th round, 14th round. It is what it is. God, how many rounds do they have? So big shout out to Dave Van Horn. Now it's just about reloading, which apparently they've done well in the portal to do so.
Do you think that he is like the John Calipari of baseball now?
I mean, I think, yeah. I mean, who else would you put over the?
I mean, it feels like
history?
Arkansas. I mean, clearly for the past couple of years they're leading, the first round draft picks, but that chasing that championship as well. There's kind of some parallels there.
Yeah, I agree. Especially when it comes to recruiting and getting talent, you got them. I mean, I looked at a graphic the other day where our guy Calipari has the #1 recruiting class, and it's so wild seeing Arkansas's #1 and underneath them Duke, Kansas, North Carolina. That's pretty cool. Yeah. That's pretty cool when you see that stuff. All right, here we go. Another in case you missed it. Speaking of baseball, we got a big one tonight, fellas. Good old home run derby. And it made me ask, you see the graphics at the bottom. I want to know, when it comes to all these all-star weekend competitions, which one takes center stage? Do you like the home run derby? Do you like the NBA dunk contest? Do you like the NHL skills competition? Or NFL pro football skills showdown? Now, I'm going to make this fair. And I'm going to go back to old NFL skills showdown when they ran the 40 against each other. Or they had like the long ball throw competition, or they had bench press with the big guys. All right, we're going to say that stuff. Now they play like flag football and don't even care and all that. So when it comes to these all-star weekends, which ones do you think are the most entertaining? Which one do you look forward to watching the most? Now, I will say the lineup is different when it comes to the home run derby this year. First time ever, this is going to be broadcast live on Netflix, all right? Since it's on Netflix, they don't have to worry about all these commercial breaks, so there's not going to be a time limit of how long these players. It is just they get 20 swings, no matter what, no matter how long it takes, and it can't end on a home run. So on their 20th swing, they can just keep knocking them out, and so I think that's pretty cool. So that'll be
how it used to be, huh?
Yeah, that's how it used to be, but it'll always go super long depending on who's in it. They don't have to worry about that anymore.
But then because now, or I guess in the past, like recent past, they used to have like 3 minutes, and then you get how many ever swings, and then you come back, you get a hydration break, and then you get like, if I remember that's how they do it. The old school way is better for me. Like you get 20 outs or 20 swings, 20 outs or whatever.
I like it.
That's awesome.
Which one do you like better?
I think right now that home run derby is probably the best one out of all of them, because listen, you don't even have to really keep up with baseball or understand baseball to understand home run derby. It's a fun thing to watch.
Yeah,
it's fun to get out there, with your family, with your friends. It's fun to watch on TV. Who doesn't like to see home runs being hit by some of the best that do it? And I think it brings out the most stars of the sport. Like, that's just a cool thing to see. When you come to basketball, it probably has, the dunk contest probably has the highest ceiling. Like, if the stars of that moment actually want to come out and showcase themselves in it, and they do, well, then all of a sudden, like, that's something that's really worth watching. That's probably, I think would take the cake over the derby. But the issue is the NBA has kind of lost their grip on the dunk contest, and it seems like some of the best players don't even do it anymore. Yeah, and so. I mean, who was the guy last year? I'm going to not miss his name, but G League kid.
Matt McClung.
Yeah, McClung. So, when you have a G Leaguer winning your dunk contest, I think that's an issue about, hey, we've kind of lost our grip on getting our guys involved in our dunk contest. Not that he wasn't any good or he wasn't a fun thing to see, but to me, that's an issue. And then like NHL, I don't really, watch much NHL, so I wouldn't be able to.
I would say,
truly attest to
but
that.
I will say, I don't even watch it, but I'm gonna say it's safe to assume it's by far the most impressive. What they can do on ice is just insane to me, and the hand-eye coordination, everything. Skill-wise, I think hockey is probably the most difficult sport almost on planet Earth.
Those things are big too, man.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go. I think I'm going home run derby because if I think back, I'm just trying to think back to the best ones I've ever seen. Like, not just home run derbies, but out of all of these, like
What's the
Vince
one?
Carter? Vince Carter sticking his elbow in the rim. Iconic dunk contest moment, right? Yeah. The NFL Pro Bowl skills. Like, I don't ever remember sitting down watching Brett Favre chunk a ball in Hawaii as far as he could throw it. You know, like I don't, but I do vividly remember Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire going back and forth on the home run
remember that
derby.
one too. People losing their mind. Just
King Griffey Jr., Barry Bonds, all of those guys.
That's fun.
And I think that is probably the differentiator for me is that, like, Barry Bonds is going to go to the home run derby. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of the major names are going to go out there and hit. Where nowadays, you know, I don't think anybody. I couldn't name you one person if they didn't have a jersey on who's in the dunk contest.
Yeah, I agree.
And the water balloon tosses, you know, back and forth at the NFL Pro Bowl stuff. Like, oh, let's toss this 10 yards back and forth. If it pops, your team's out. Like,
yeah, it is wild. It is wild. I hate it, but I'm with y'all too. Home run derby's fun. The highlights will be Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber teammates, hometown tandem representing. So hopefully they get to the finals and go back to back. I'm looking at the comment section right now. Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire. I remember that one. Just the announcers and everybody losing their mind. You got two juiced up players just hitting bombs. All right. Looks like
they're holding toothpicks up there.
It was wild. You know, Sammy Sosa's trying to beat the allegations for a cork bat. We're not worried about the bat. All right. It's the other stuff you got going on. All right. But hey, it was fun to watch. Here in a second, if you are once again standing by, we're going to talk about the interview that Hunter Yurachek had with Hogs Plus that has, I guess, made some people feel some type of way about it. One of those people, including former Razorback great quarterback Matt Jones. All right, we're going to talk about that and a couple other people who had some things to say. And this will be interesting. I'm not sure which direction it's going to go because I know what most people feel about Hunter Yurachek. But once again, we at 4th and 5, we try not to get into the emotional side of things. We look at the logical side of things, or at least try to. Sometimes we get in our feelings. I give you that. But we're going to give you our opinion about all that moving forward. I also saw something, too, where Bam Adebayo, did he punch Tyler Hero? I think I saw something about that because Draymond Green and another former Miami basketball player, why is that escaping me? His name, they got into it on social media. Now everybody's trying to get them to fight. Speaking of fights, how unfortunate was that Conor McGregor situation in the UFC, blowing out his knee? It looked like on that first kick attempt. I mean, the anticipation, I know a lot of people are upset about it, but when things like that happen, apparently some people think he had issues before he stepped into the octagon.
Yeah, they keep showing this replay of him taking his shoes off, and it does look like he's limping a little bit, which maybe he did tweak his knee prior to the fight, but it was like, I'm still fighting on this. I just tweaked it. And then coming out the gate with whatever type of kick that was, really putting that knee in a bad situation.
That sucks. Speaking of bad situations, unless y'all, I don't know if y'all attended this Jelly Roll concert, Post Malone concert. Grant Cook had tickets, y'all. He was going to be all up in that thing. However, Grant, about what time did you think or did you decide you're probably going to pass up on the competition or the concert up there in Northwest Arkansas?
Well, it was supposed to start at 7. We were geared up. We were ready to roll.
Yeah.
And then it started pouring down rain, lightning, thunder, had big thunderstorm pushed through.
Sucks, man.
And we were at the house. Thank goodness we didn't leave yet. We would have been stuck in our car.
Ooh.
I don't know, man. They kept pushing it, and then probably somewhere around 9 o'clock, I was like,
"This ain't for you."
I'm gonna make it.
Yeah,
I don't think I'm gonna make it.
I get it.
And my whole crew was in the same boat.
Yeah.
But they ended up going, and so I dropped them off. Now I'll say this: I'm pretty sure it was a free for all. By the time that everybody came back out of the concourses and the parking scenario, like the parking attendants all bailed, I pulled directly to the very front doors of the
during a big event at Razorback Stadium. You're able to pull up to the front doors.
Yeah, oh yeah. Now it was. Now the parking was packed, but there
Okay.
was no one there to stop me.
Got you.
I think everybody bailed. I mean, people
Yeah.
were parked on the grass in the medians. I think once that rain hit and all the parking attendants and event people bailed.
So I bring this up
goes.
because I was asking Grant, because I saw stuff online where they came out and performed, but still the weather was an issue and they couldn't finish the show and they had to end up canceling. But they did come out. They did what they did. At least this is what I saw online. I need somebody to confirm this if you went to this thing. I saw something where they were able to perform for maybe 30 minutes. If that were the case, then by law, they took the stage and there is no longer a refund available for everybody who spent money on this and they didn't watch a full show. So I was just curious if anybody in the chat knows that. Let me know. We can get that figured out. I'm just curious. All right. And that brings me to another thing when it comes. Grant, you sent me this yesterday. Razorback fans, you ready for this? One last thing before we talk about Hunter Yurachek. The 2026 toughest schedules came out in college football, according to On3 Sports. And this just is not the SEC, although there are a lot of SEC teams on here. I mean, we got Texas, we got LSU, we got USC, we got Michigan, we got Ohio State. Guess where Arkansas ranks #1 in the entire country for the toughest football schedule? Probably didn't have to think long. The hardest schedule in college football. Come on. What's happening? I mean, just why is it like usually it's the worst in the SEC, but in all of college football, the most difficult schedule, the Arkansas Razorbacks sit #1. Look at where Georgia is. Well, are they about to have a cakewalk to the national championship or at least to the playoffs?
What website is this? Who's putting this out?
This is On3 Sports. Pete Narcos and all those people put it out quite often, but like I said,
90% of the top 10.
Nice, right? We're in there.
I mean, we would have had the top 20. We just ran out of schools.
We would have had them all, right? Yeah, that's tough. And so I bring that up to lead us into our next point because I want y'all to know what we're up against. All right. And when we talk about how much are we going to put into season 1, a couple questions we had last week. What is an actual sign of progress for a first-year coach? What are some things to look at? A lot of people said record. And it's where do you draw that line in between reality and excuses based off the hand you're dealt and then what you have to do with that hand you have based off the competition you face week in and week out. And then you put in all this other stuff when it comes to resources, recruitment, money, all these other things, okay? And so now this is what we're up against. I bet Ryan Silverfield's just like, yes, what a perfect way to start off year 1 for me, all right? With the toughest schedule in all of college football. So that's going to set the stage as we go ahead and get into our first drive for the day. Let's go. First drive is brought to you by our friends in Arkadelphia, Southwest Auto Collection. Got you covered. Need a new ride? Not now. Come on now, Chris Caver, say it so everybody can hear it in the back. You need a new ride right now. We got you covered. Head on over to iDriveSWA.com. Any new vehicle you get over there. Tires for Life program. Drive now, pay later options. No payments for 90 days on select vehicles over there in Arkadelphia at Southwest Auto. And I'm going to say it as I always do. You don't even have to be in Arkadelphia to take advantage of everything they got going on over there at Southwest Auto. All you have to do is hop online, pick out that car, work out the financing situations, and they'll take care of you by dropping that car off at your front doorstep. All right, here we go. Arkansas media expressed their frustration. This was after an interview that Hunter Yurachek had with Hogs Plus. All right, so typically when you see Hunter Yurachek, it's going to be on Hogs Plus. That's where he does most of his talking. You know, it's the university entity with the streaming service and behind the scenes. And I say this all the time. They got great content, especially the behind the scenes stuff. All right. Now, I will say this. They are very biased when it comes to things they want to put out. It makes sense. All right. They're not going to put out anything that could be critiqued or looked at in a way of like, we need to address this issue. It's a team thing. All right. But anyway, Hunter Yurachek went on here and he had a few comments. Okay. And so I will say this. I was sent something the other day. All right. And it's from our friends at Inside Arkansas. I try my best not to talk about Inside Arkansas because last time we did, they didn't like it. All right. However, this got brought up and they had some opinions about it. But more importantly, they shared something that they heard from Hogs Plus. And so this is the clip that I heard from that of what Hunter Yurachek had to say. And this is what a lot of people apparently have problems with. Go ahead and take a listen.
Is every single aspect of our department is bought into our football program needing to be successful. And we need that from across our state for people to be positive and create a positive narrative about the direction of our football program. Because if the narrative is always negative about our football program, you know who reads the social media more than anybody? 16 to 18-year-olds, right? And do 16 and 18-year-olds want to come to a place that is just saturated with negativity? Absolutely not. They're going to go somewhere else. So we've got to have this all-in mentality from within our department and outside of our department, and that's got to permeate throughout our fan base. And if you're truly a Razorback fan and you truly want this program to be successful, you have to bring that positive energy in every aspect of your support for our program. And that doesn't mean you have to give money. That just means you have to be positive, you have to believe, and you have to be all in as well. Because if we don't have people across the state that are all in and bought into the football program and Coach Silverfield's vision, we don't have a chance to be successful.
All right, so that's his comments that some people had issues with. And I'm going to start with Matt Jones, former Arkansas quarterback. This is on his ESPN show. He hosts with Alyssa Orange now. Used to be with Phil Ellison. Phil Ellison's down here at the Buzz, and they kind of switch-swap. But I think before their show, maybe after the show, I'm not sure what it is, there's the Derek Rushin and I think Zach show. I'm not sure what their show is called. And so
Ruskin. Yeah, Ruskin and Zach. Yep.
And so this is this is what Matt Jones said on their show, I think in response to the clip that you just heard.
Matt Jones.
You know what? Take some responsibility and say, you know what, we haven't done. It hasn't been good enough, and we're going to be better. Don't blame. He's
that's a great statement.
Shifting blame. I mean, he's an idiot.
He's shifting blame.
And this is the guy that's in charge. That's the man that's in charge, and he's like, take some response. You haven't done anything good take some response. Hey, we're making changes. The last regime didn't know what they were doing. We weren't even getting our best kids in the state. We're making changes. It's on us. We're going to be better for you. Don't tell us how to act.
There you go.
So a lot of people saying, Hunter, don't tell us how to feel about this. Don't tell us to be positive when you feel like you haven't given a lot for us to be positive about. Okay, so, and I will say this, on that show, I know everybody has their different tastes, their different approach. I'll say when it comes to building content, it does seem like that show that you just saw typically leans towards trying to find the issues and only talking about that. That's just how it comes off, all right? It's almost like you got a whole list of things you can talk about. What's the one that will make it seem like these people are doing awful and terrible? Then we're going to take that one. I just think that's the theme of that show. It is what it is, and y'all know some history with some people there. So that brings us to Hunter Yurachek's comments on Hogs Plus. I showed you a clip let you listen to a clip from our friends John Neighbors and the crew, in which I said everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But when it comes to the comments, I will ask you, listeners, and Grant and Josh, when he says, now it's essentially time to get on board, let's shift the narrative, let's go towards the positive lane if we want to officially try to get over this hump. Okay, he talked about how recruiting comes into the things. If you're a 16-year-old kid right now trying to decide where you want to go to college, and Grant, we've been here before, looking at everything that evolves around this program. And one of the big things that I felt like we had was when Coach Nutt said, this state will embrace you. Even when you're done playing, you're always going to have a home. I believed it. I said, if football doesn't work, this state's going to just take care of me because I was a Razorback, all right? If a 16-year-old kid looks at the fan base on some social media platforms, I think they're going to have the approach of like, damn, I hope I don't have a bad year, or they're going to, take me out to the woodshed. Some people, not all, okay? And so when it comes to the comments where he says, try to switch gears, we got a new coach, we got all these different resources coming in, Now let's try to move forward. Do you think him telling the fans how they should feel when it comes to being positive comes off the wrong way? And before you answer, I will say this too about Hunter Yurachek. I think he does lack charisma. I think sometimes he has a hard time reading the room. Some of the comments that he said when he thinks the state and the people need to give $100 a month, and sometimes it just comes off like, he's really missing his audience. He does that a lot. Now, I don't know if that necessarily makes him awful. I think that's something he could work on. I do agree with that. But when it comes to his statements on this show about trying to move forward with all the new things we got, coach, we got the new naming rights, we got more money coming in, we're trying to get over the hump, but I need the state to get behind this idea for our new coach and football program if we want to get there. Fellas?
Go ahead, Grant.
Well, I'm trying to gather all of that info up there. I think that when you don't have a football team that's performed, it's very easy to probably be overly critical maybe of people's performance, because football drives the bus, right? You think of a bunch of successful athletic programs, most of the time it's associated with the football team. I think that there's a lot of people that say, hey, we want transparency. And when transparency was given, albeit not in the best way, I don't think, at the Little Rock Touchdown Club, when he said, we're just not in the spot to compete for national championships, everybody was up in arms, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when he isn't transparent, and we talked about it on this show even and criticized it to some degree around the tennis program, didn't really understand what happened there. Well, now you're not transparent enough. And, I think about it's kind of like what's it, the Three Little Bears?
Oh, yeah.
What one porridge is too hot, one porridge is too cold, one porridge is just right. Well, finding that just right is tough. And I'm sure there'll be people that come in here and say, oh, well, he's making $5 million a year. That's his job to get everything right.
1.5.
Like,
1.5.
Okay. Thank you for,
I
have no idea how much money the guy made.
Yeah,
but,
I got you.
I don't know. I agree in some instance and I disagree in others. I don't think that he wakes up every day and goes, man, how can I screw the University of Athletics or the University of Arkansas Athletics Department?
Yeah.
Now, does he do everything correct? No, but I also know that you're not going to make everybody happy. I think he brought Coach Silverfield in. I think that is a really good hire. I think he has the opportunity to turn the program around. I think he is energetic to turn the program around. And you have to take Hunter Yurachek, in my mind, his total body of work. And I was mowing the yard the other day, and I was like, because we had talked about this, potentially talking about this today, DJ. So I was like, before I make an opinion or say anything publicly, I want to make sure that I understand what the context was. So I listened to it while I was mowing.
Mm-hmm.
And we have been extremely successful in almost all of the other 18 sports, I guess, football being the one that rounds out the 19, but he is very aware that football needs to be successful. He says that about 20 times in that. Hey, look, we've done all these great things in these other sports. But football's got to get going.
Yeah.
He's not mincing any words about that. He understands that if you're not successful in football, it looks like you have an unsuccessful athletic department.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. Again, you're not going to make everybody happy. You're not going to make some people happy. You probably won't make the majority of people happy unless we go win a national championship in football. But then that's going to be the expectation. And if you don't do it again, then everybody's unhappy again. So I don't know.
So
it's a tough situation to be in. I don't envy that. Envy the spot. That's for sure.
And so the question I have, and Josh, I'll ask you this, is when people say he's doing such a bad job, I want to know where. And like you said, I think a lot of it is transparency. Sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes it's too much. I really do honestly just think it's he just needs some media coaching of like making the Arkansas people and fan base feel heard, understood, seen, valued. I think he maybe misses that aspect. All right. And I think it just comes off the wrong way. Doesn't mean he's bad at his job, but I think that will make people say that. And so when it comes to specific things, Josh, I go back to he inherited essentially the whole Chad Morris stuff. Julia Peoples, who was the interim athletic director at that time, was spearheading that hire. 2 years, 2-10, back to back. No one wanted to touch Arkansas. We hire a head coach with 0 experience who literally his first 3 years at Arkansas became the most beloved man in the whole state. NIL and portal hit, and then it all fell apart. All right. And now I will think Josh Hunter Yurachek could have pulled the trigger sooner on Coach Pittman and try to spearhead us and try to, get above and beyond when it comes to the coaching search. But even still, when Arkansas job was available to a lot of people at hand, you saw all these top coaches take jobs elsewhere. And some people would say it's because Hunter Yurachek didn't do a good job recruiting or sealing the deal on some of these things. I would also argue, Josh, if they had to pick where to go, I would say Arkansas would probably be their last pick with the other schools that were available. Because you got to think the schools that were available this past go around, we've never seen anything like it. It was like there was so many job openings open. So big time schools with good resources, some would say better resources, better recruiting areas, better everything. So it seems like we missed out on a lot of stuff, but that probably wasn't the case. It's hard to miss out on people who don't even want to be there in the first place. Okay. And so when it comes to that, I'm just trying to think specifically, what did he do that people think he's a bad athletic director?
Well, I think everybody, that thinks that might, could speak for themselves. They have their own reasons, probably one of different, a few that they might point to. I do think that he came into an Arkansas football program after going through the Chad Morris era that, was an uphill battle. First of all, so you just have to agree to that. I mean, the Chad Moore situation was bad when he comes in and brings in Sam Pittman. I think that it's hindsight's always 20/20. So when you look at that situation, I mean, your decision is to give a coach a head coaching position, your first hire, a head coaching job who's never been a head coach before. Could be a huge win, could fizzle out and be a dud, could have been another Chad Moore situation. It wasn't another Chad Moore situation. We went on to have 9 wins, and it seemed like we had this upward trajectory. Then NIL really started becoming a serious thing during his tenure. We faced some more challenges and kind of it fizzled out there. There's an argument to say that he could have made a decision to let him go sooner. But honestly, when he was bringing in Bobby Petrino as an offensive coordinator, I was on board to extend Pittman's time due to Bobby Petrino coming on staff. And I still stand by, that. I mean, I definitely think that at the time that deserved for us to see how that played out. But there's a million different things that you can point to. I think that one of the main focal points that I think I have frustration with Hunter Yurachek is, I've said this before, and some people don't think that this is very important, but I think when you have some sort of Arkansas roots or Arkansas ties, have been here for a while in some sort of capacity, I think that there is a different relationship to the state of Arkansas, a different way that you can lead the program, a different understanding of Arkansas fans. And when you're athletic director, there's a lot of different things that come into play that will benefit you. You can talk about your booster and donor relationships. I think that the fact that we had to go out of state to get a organization to put naming rights on our building, at least it's good in the fact that we got it done, and it's good in the fact that it's a lot of money, but it does say something about the local support that is not there in the same way that somebody out of state, was. And I think that in a perfect world, we would have that local support. And I think that's an AD conversation. I think that you can point to him and say, why did it go unnamed for so long? And why don't we have somebody in state that's willing to do it? We could all sit there and go, well, so nobody wanted to do it, so how are you going to blame him? Well, I think that that's a part of selling the University of Arkansas. and it falls on the AD. There's a lot of political stuff in college football now. You're from Arkansas, being now with all the state legislator stuff that goes involved, laws that are being made through football, through the university. I think that it's important to be from Arkansas to understand that and navigate that. There's the recruiting and retention credibility with the Arkansas high school sports. I think when you're from Arkansas, you understand how to sell Arkansas better. So there's a lot of things that I think that he might not have that this AD job would call for. And then there's the things that he says that Matt Jones got, upset about. And we've talked about previously on the show, all of us. I think that there is a understanding of who you're talking to, how to say it, what a leader should be saying in these situations. Don't speak on the problems, come with solutions.
Yeah.
And you can talk about the problems with the solution at hand, but it can't be hands up in the air. We just can't compete.
Yep.
That's not what your leader needs to be saying. And that's not going to rally support around a leader. Imagine going into war and the guy leading you is going, we can't compete, fellas. I mean, it's not going to help. And so there's multiple different things that I think have played to Hunter Yurachek and where he's at today with fan base support. And ultimately, it's going to come down to this Ryan Silverfield hire being legitimate and Ryan being able to take us to the next level, because Ryan's the guy that is about to make Hunter Yurachek look good or look worse.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Josh,
and so now I understand Hunter Yurachek sitting in front of a camera and saying that, hey guys, we need everybody to get on board, because he knows that this is detrimental right now. This is a moment that he has to have, and he wants support, and I'm not knocking him for it. But again, a little tone deaf on how you get that. Right now, we just want to see people with their nose to the grindstone and working hard and accomplishing it. We don't want to be told that we got to support, the program, and we got to get happy about this. But where I'm at, guys. Coach Silverfield's our coach. Hunter Yurachek is leading our program. I want success.
Yeah,
that's where I'm at. So I'm behind it now.
You bring up great point, and Silverfield will be the thing. It'll be what it boils down to, because like we said, he inherited a back-to-back 2-10 team. You talked about what was the hire like, not the experience. I just don't think anyone wanted the job, and I honestly think at the time Pittman was a hire of, if it doesn't work out, we can move on relatively quick, and that gives us time to potentially find the guy that we ultimately want. I think maybe he went wrong when he felt the need to extend the contract after that 9-win season, because business-wise, not friend-wise, where was Coach Pittman going to go? Who were you going to lose him to? Nobody. And I think he wanted to be at Arkansas no matter what. So anyway, back to Silverfield. I think this will be our first true test. And the thing about Silverfield is, y'all, if you go back and look at his track record of what he did at Memphis, the type of teams that he had, go watch Memphis play. He's a good coach. All right. And Coach Silverfield also, I'm assuming, needs to be in the mindset of like, if I'm going to come here, Yurachek, I need whatever I need to be successful, and I need you to make it work. The conversation and partnership between those two have to be spot on. All right. He can't feel like he's not getting something that he needs to get to the next level. And so I think this will be the first true test. And as far as asking people to be supportive or not, we all know this, Grant. Coaches, football players, hell, even fans. I mean, but most importantly, inside the locker room, and I'm sure Silverfield feels the same way, we can't ask people to be positive about what's been an awful program for so long. I mean, we could want them to be positive because it's a new regime, but at the end of the day, it comes down, give them something to be positive about, and that's on us. That's where it starts, okay? We can't let them be a negative affect how we're going to perform. If you want them, show it, all right? And I think that's Silverfield's biggest priority this year, and I'm sure Hunter Yurachek hopes that Silverfield can help him out.
Yeah, yes, he does. I'm sure he does. But what you just said is not rocket science, DJ.
No, it's not.
We all know it.
Yeah.
So how the problem is, the issue is how is Hunter Yurachek getting in front of a microphone? Like, he's thought about what he's going to say. He's sitting down. He's doing an interview.
He needs work on that. You know?
And he either doesn't have anybody behind him to tell him what to say, who's got the level of thinking that you have, or he's just not listening to anybody. But he doesn't have a grasp on Arkansas right now, the state of Arkansas, the fan base, the media, all these things. Because he should just sit in front of the camera and say, here's where we are. And I know what rides on, what rides here. And we're in a position where we have to win. And I'm not sitting here trying to sell the state of Arkansas. I know what the fans want to see. I know what we want to see, and I know what we came to do. And we came to win. So give us some time and watch us win.
That's what.
And
Grant,
if he says something like that, he's going to have support.
Well, that's what Grant said earlier. People are going to be like, well, beyond just telling us that, what specifically do you think needs to change to help get there? And then he's like, you sure you want to know? Because if I say it, it's going to come off bad. All right. And so it's like it's a lose-lose. It's like I said, it's just because the program's so bad. Go ahead, Grant. You're muted.
Sorry.
Yep.
I was trying not to
okay.
Get any of those.
And I did do it.
You did. It's all good. It's all good. No, what I was going to say though is I think the miss on this one for me is telling people what they should do and how they should feel.
Yeah.
There's people up there that are upset that football is not where it needs to be. And, I think that asking for the fans to have just kind of this blind positivity when what they have seen is not creating a positive atmosphere is a little bit like, well, I don't know if we're there anymore. Right. I mean, if we would have come off of, firing a coach because we were tired of going 6-6 or 7-5, then maybe you're like, hey, look, we brought the right guy in, blah, 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 blah. But, the fans have been through the ringer a little bit. But I do think that I'm inherently probably a positive person, and I want to find the good things out of certain scenarios instead of harping on the bad, because in my mind, if I'm going to be negative about a situation that already is potentially negative, what benefit do I have of that besides, in November going, told you guys, I called it, like, what? Okay, why don't I go into it with an attitude that's like, you know what, maybe this is going to change. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But guess what? I still got to go to work Monday morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My life is, I've got to still live my life if the Razorbacks don't win on Saturday. But I want to go into that Saturday with a positive attitude. I mean, I think about every Saturday like I described in your Pixar movie, DJ. That's how I think about every Saturday.
Yeah.
And I choose to think that way.
Yeah.
Right. And it is what it is. And I think that, what I've taken away from, people are not happy necessarily that we've put some, credit union on the stadium. But we need money in the athletic department to be successful. And it sounds like, based on what I heard, listening to that podcast, they're trying to flip over every rock they can to find those dollars because they've realized that, going and telling the fan, because the fans are like, well, all they're going to do is ask us for money. Okay. Well, we got to go find a different way to create revenue. And then they find a different way. And they're like, I can't believe they're just putting this on the stadium. And, it's just, it's like, what are we supposed to do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to be a sympathizer or anything like that. But at the end of the day, like, I think there are things that are trying to be done. But again, I think you're just kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't in a lot of scenarios.
I think,
especially when football hasn't been where everybody wants it to be. Anybody that has a Razorback on their shirt, on their hat, supports them in any kind of way, understands that football has not been where we want it to be. And I think you win a few games, you get going in the right direction. A lot of this cures itself.
Negativity should not impact the players on the current team. It should not. They should be mentally strong enough to get over that. Coaches too. But once again,
Coach Silverfield's done a great job, I think, when he gets in front of the microphone with how he leads his program, what he says. And I think that Hunter Yurachek should take a page out of his book, honestly.
And I will say this. The part where he said when it comes to the recruits, Razorback fans, that's a real thing. And it's not just high school kids either. It's kids coming out of the portal looking to have one good last season somewhere. Where do I want to go? I mean, it does affect that. Whether you believe it or not, it does. And so if that's an area that could help our football team as a potential guy who can come in here and help, when he looks at the University of Arkansas, he hops on social media. Is he like, dang, they really like their people here? Or is it just like God, I'm gonna stay as far away as possible from that. That's a real thing. All right.
It's a real thing, but we're here because we've lost.
It doesn't. I mean, I'm not arguing that.
Yeah, we're here
saying,
because
like,
we lost, and the cure to it is not whether or not a Twitter changes.
I'm just saying it will. There's no way around that. No matter what you say, it doesn't change the fact that they do see that, and it could impact their decision to come here and help us not lose anymore. That it is what it is. No matter.
Yeah, but winning, solves it all.
I hear you, but what could help us win is having people who can come here who doesn't think it's such a toxic place. Now, yes, we can. It would help expedite that if more people came, but the thing that could solve that all, to your point, Josh, is winning. But do you want to do it sooner or later? That's my thing.
Yeah, well, you win this year with what you have on the field, and then those recruits. Everybody sings a different tune.
Fair. Time, fellas, where are we at on that?
Well, I need to get rolling.
Okay. I'm trying to think. I'm probably going to cut a couple Blitz things out and maybe wrap up with birthdays and save some of those topics for tomorrow. Just got to get the Blitz in, got to take care of our people. Also,
love that.
So right now, pick who you want to play for you, Josh or Grant, in the Blitz period. Don't forget, if your person who represents you wins, you get your name in the hat for a 4th and 5 hoodie at the end of the week and a 4th and 5 morning show coffee mug. Also, a lot of people up watching. I saw Josh Sorrell's trying to hook it up. If you wouldn't mind hitting that like button for us, it really does go a long way. That's all you got to do. So right now, that little thumbs up, tap that one time. If you want to support us in the biggest way, that's the easiest way to do so. So let's line this up. However, fellas, it's Monday. So the Blitz is sponsored by our friends at Ortho Arkansas. Best orthopedic care you can find. And we search each and every Monday for somebody who needs Ortho Arkansas services. So we find our prospect of the week. And boy, do I have a good one. Did y'all see what happened at Yellowstone over the weekend, fellas?
Oh, yeah. That was just in the comments,
I didn't see it.
You didn't see what happened at Yellowstone?
You didn't see this, Josh?
No.
Prospect of the week right here. Let's get into it. Let me get that ready. There we go. Lock it in, y'all. I'm telling you right now, we could air vac this guy right here to Little Rock. We're at Yellowstone National Park.
Oh, yeah. Suspenders guy.
Here
Keep
we
your
go.
eyes on him.
Look at him. He said, whoa. Don't take a photo of me. I didn't give you permission to take a photo of me. Come here.
Oh,
running him down. All right. Hey, look. My guy's moving though. He's moving.
No.
He's moving. All right, here we go. Oh, coming around. Oh, and then
Woo.
Oh man. Hopefully my guy can get to ortho sooner than later.
That's at least an L4 or L5.
At least. Back, hip, elbows, knees, full body assessment. And the cool thing about Ortho Arkansas, they can cover it all. Once again, multiple locations across the state. Extended urgent care hours. I think that falls under the category of urgent care, all right? Something unexpected happened, like you get chased down by a buffalo at a national park. My friends in Ortho Arkansas can help you out. I mean,
Man,
my guy. What was my guy thinking?
Let me tell you, I know that we probably all think, everybody here on 4th and 5 and all the viewers probably think you'll never be in a situation where a wild buffalo's chasing you. However, that guy ended up in one. And let me tell you, go back to your mind of what you've seen in the rodeo.
Yeah.
He went in one direction for far too long, and you're not going to outrun him.
No.
You got to go left and right.
Got to move.
He had a moment to divert into the trees again.
Yeah.
He continued on a forward path, and he got.
You got to play the long game there.
Got to play the long game. You got to hopefully that bison gets tired.
Oh, he's okay,
Buffalo
man.
gets tired and runs out of juice.
That's bad.
Well, they say there's more people there, But
do you think he woke up in a cabin that morning like, oh, we're going to go to Yellowstone? And he's like, I'm going to get tossed 10 feet in the air by a buffalo this afternoon.
Trouble with the Curve says I was rooting for the bison. Come on, man.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
As soon as that thing stood up, how quick we'd have been like, all right, let's do it.
It's videos like that make me always feel like I'm always going to try to stay in shape. Because, there's some people, if that thing comes, they just got to sit there and take it. They're not able to move.
You had trees. Buffaloes aren't. They're not bulldozing the trees down. Stay face forward, left and right movement.
Who's playing for who? Have we seen it? Somebody wants the bison to play for him. Not available. Not available for the Blitz. Let me go back up. Let's see. Josh, you're gonna get Lurk Black. All right. Josh, you're playing for Lurk Black.
I think I had Josh Sorrell.
All right. Josh, appreciate reminding people to hit that like button for us. Really does mean a lot. All right, here we go. First topic. We're going to do one Blitz topic and then wrap it up with birthdays so we can move along. All right, we're going to start with this one. Fellas, you get one drive. Let's lock it in to save the season. All right, here we go. But you can choose which advantage. All right, you get one drive. This is what you get to pick from as I move back over here and read my notes. All right. Which one are we picking? You get to start at the 40-yard line, okay? Or you have all 3 timeouts. The second one is the defense, or the third one is the defense can't blitz. You know there's no blitz coming. Or you know the defensive play call before every snap. However, you can't audible. All right? So you know the play call, but you can't audible. All right? We got 4 good options here, okay? You want to start at the 40, have all 3 timeouts, no blitz from the defense, or know the play call, but your quarterback cannot audible. Fellas, let's break it down. Last drive to save the season. Which one are you picking? Josh, I'm starting with you. You're on the clock. Time starts now.
Well, I think the weakest one for me is the field position, because just because you get good field position doesn't guarantee you a score, doesn't mean that it's going to be easy to move the ball. I think that the defense, knowing the play that the defense is running, but you can't audible, well, they could be calling the right defense and you're still stuck into that play, which also is not a good position to be in. The no blitz, probably I'm going to put that in second place, because if I take the blitz out of the situation, that changes the game. That stops my offense. So I'm going to go with having all 3 timeouts, because if you have all 3 timeouts, all of a sudden your whole game plan is different. You don't have to go to the sidelines. You can take the middle stuff, the underneath stuff. You got the full playbook, and it really plays like 4 minutes.
Okay, I like it. Now, I should have added this, but your response goes along with it. The scenario is your team trails by 4, so you have to score a touchdown, and there's 2 minutes on the clock, okay? And so it goes along with what you just said. But, Grant, you're on the clock. Your time starts now.
So the number A, or letter A here, I think I'm going to not go with that one, because, again, just because where you start doesn't mean that's where you finish. I want them to be able to blitz, because I think that what that does for you is opens up certain passing lanes. And maybe you're trying to bait them into certain things. Timeouts are phenomenal to have. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I think I'm probably going to go know the defensive play, even though you can't audible. You're going to know, and that's going to give you an opportunity, because a lot of plays you're still designed to run into blitzes or away from blitzes. And I think everybody being on the same page and knowing what's going to happen, even though you can't audible prior to the play, you may be able to switch something up mid-play to get you some success.
Great, both choices. And I'll say this, Grant, to your point, I'll give you the point on that one. I agree with that one.
Dude, okay. First of all, just because you know the defensive play doesn't mean that your left tackle stopping the blitz. Smack.
Well, no. I'll say this. If you know what's coming, even though you can't audible, you may not have a good play, but you could essentially avoid a bad play. You could, you know, sometimes a positive play is, going from 1st and 10 to 2nd and 10, and not 2nd and 18,
But how many times do you see good offenses change the play at the line of scrimmage?
You
can't do that here.
I would pick where I'm like him. I would prefer them to blitz if you have a quarterback that has a good pre-snap read and they can see it coming, because that could set up for a big-time play. But so I'll go with it. A lot of good choices, but like I said, the timeouts are huge. Timeouts are huge in situations like that, especially having all 3. All right, here we go.
And going back to our original thing, if you're a well-coached team and you know what the defense is going to do, you don't have to audible. Players should just be on the same page.
Yeah. Now, sometimes they do overlap aside. I mean, there's sometimes where you're just like, we can't block that based off what they're bringing. But
you don't have any timeouts.
Didn't say that.
Well, the good thing,
had 2 timeouts.
The good thing about our offense nowadays, if everybody is good and on the same page, there's so many options built into one play. That's a thing too. All right, let's get to our birthdays and wrap this show up. All right, Grant goes into it, 1-point lead. We got good birthdays over the weekend, celebrating a birthday. This female rapper, probably set the trend in female rappers. Back in the day with Biggie. She was on the Moulin Rouge song with Pink, Maya, Missy Elliott, and who else was on that? I'm missing one. Female rapper from back in the day. Used to do a lot.
Trina?
Used to. I forgot about Trina. That's a good one though. That's solid. Not Lil Wayne, but
Lil Kim.
Lil Kim celebrating a birthday yesterday. How Trina? Oh my gosh, I gotta go listen to some songs. How old is Lil Kim today, Grant?
56.
Josh.
I'll say 51.
2 away, 3 away. Point. She's 53. Point, Josh. All right, here we go. Celebrating a birthday today. I'm pretty sure this guy had a solid football potential. Great as a college wrestler, but really
Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar. There we go.
Grant
Rose
got
to
it.
fame doing some mixed martial arts. Josh, how old is Brock Lesnar today?
And he just retired from wrestling, didn't he?
Maybe. Can't remember.
He's probably been a few years since he retired from UFC. So maybe a couple years.
See you,
years.
325.
Oh, he's close to 50. I'll say he's 50.
Grant.
I'm gonna say Brock Lesnar's 52.
He is close to 50. He's 49. Point, Josh.
Nice.
All right, here we go. Celebrating a birthday today. Arguably the best basketball player in the NBA right now. Even though he gets accused for his style of play a lot. A lot of people don't like it. Somebody says he tries to draw too many fouls. Former Kentucky standout. Plays with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Why am I not thinking of his name?
Arguably the best player in the NBA.
Oh, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
There we go. SGA celebrating a birthday. How old is SGA Grant?
28.
28. Nice. On the dot. 2 points
Yeah.
awarded. Nice. Jonathan Armstrong says Trina fine. Trina real fine. All right. Celebrating a birthday yesterday. Have y'all seen The Black Klansman? Really good. He portrayed David Duke in that one. It's with like Adam Driver and a couple other people. It's really funny. Denzel's younger son. He also played Venom in Spider-Man 3, but most importantly known for playing Eric in that 70s show.
Oh,
I know who you're talking about.
I don't know his name, but I know his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Topher Grace celebrating a
I
birthday
wouldn't
today.
have got that.
Yeah,
That's a very.
yeah. As soon as I said it.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah.
Josh, how old is Topher Grace today?
He's probably pushing 50, 49.
Grant.
45.
He is pushing 50, but he's 48. All right.
Close.
He's close. All right.
You're all over it.
All right, here we go. Celebrating birthdays today. All right. Professor X, Charles Xavier, that is. Portrayed him on the big screen for a long time. Our bald head friend. Also was in the Star Trek Next Generation. I feel like that's enough.
I know.
I feel like that's enough.
I know who it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, his name's.
Wow. If y'all don't get this one, I'm surprised.
Oh my gosh! I just saw something about him the other day too.
All right. Patrick Stewart.
Yeah,
Celebrating a
forget him.
birthday.
Patrick.
I wasn't
if
even
said-
going there.
I was
but
afraid if I said Patrick, I didn't have his last name.
That's
That
smart.
that would have triggered Grant.
That's so
That's
bad.
smart. Patrick Stewart celebrating a birthday today. Grant, how old is Patrick Stewart?
82.
Josh.
Go ahead and do it, Josh. Yeah, I was gonna say just
80 what?
81.
He's 86. Went the wrong way. 86 years old today. You still got a shot. Woo. I doubt you'll remember. You won't know this name, but I'm going to paint the picture so maybe you get the age. All right.
Okay.
I remember first seeing him in this role as he played Billy Black in the Twilight Saga. Billy Black was the head of the family of wolves. All right. But he was also in Yellowstone. All right. He was the, how do I say this?
He is the Native American, like the
Yes.
the head guy for them. Yeah.
Whatever proper title you give that.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I'm not
but
trying to be disrespectful.
the main guy.
That's as far as I'm going to go with that. All right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. The
man in charge.
The man in
on
charge
the Native American side of things.
on the Native American side of things. Thomas Rainwater in Yellowstone is who he played.
Oh, I know who you're talking about now, but I don't know his.
I doubt you know his name. His name is Gil Birmingham. All right, Gil Birmingham. I wouldn't have guessed that. How old is Gil Birmingham today, Grant?
73.
He is 73 today. Wow. Oh, fire. Wow. Look at that.
Yeah.
All right.
Crazy.
To wrap it up. It doesn't matter, but we'll have fun celebrating a birthday today. How do I say this? This guy said, dang, what did he say in that? What's his liner in that movie? Oh, this is going to make me mad. What did Han Solo?
It's gonna make me mad.
Yeah, I went Forrest Gump on that one. My bad.
Went full Peaky Blinders right there.
Han Solo. I mean, we can go down the line. Indiana Jones.
Yeah, Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford. What was
I
his?
was gonna-
What was
couldn't
his
think of it.
one-liner in Star Wars? God, what did he say? What was that one-liner that Han Solo would always say? I can't remember. Drawing a blank. Grant's cooking today. You're right about that. He is 84 today. Congratulations, Grant Cook. You played for, as I get my little notes.
Josh Sorrell.
Josh Sorrell.
Yes.
Your name goes into the hat. Let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. Fun week.
Dennis Mitchell said Josh just shakes his head in disbelief. Yeah, some days when Grant is just on fire, it's mind blowing.
I feel like we all knew those names. That was a good birthday today. We had a good one. We had a good one. All right, y'all. Thanks for hanging out with us. Let's wrap this up. Great conversations today, fellas. Appreciate that. Appreciate the effort there. A little research went into it. I can tell. Starting off the week strong. All right, we had an A-. See if we can bump that up to an A. Let's lock it in. Everybody watching, we appreciate you. 4th and 5 growing by the day, all because of you, the viewers, and football season right around the corner. And if you can't wait, it's okay. Go to our social media pages and just listen to Grant talk about football season. I'm probably going to watch that video once a day until the first weekend, all right, in fall.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate that, Grant. Appreciate you, Josh. I'm DJ Williams. Once again, Josh Throne and Grant Cook all holding it down. You're watching 4th and 5, the morning huddle. Y'all have a great day and start this week off. I'm stretching to try to get to my little graphic. Good God. Jeez, where's it at? There it is.
Have a good Monday. I hope you have a great lunch. Hope today does.
See you back on, what is it tomorrow? Tuesday.
Yeah, I'll
See
Don't
you
let
back on
today
Tuesday.
feature Tuesday.
I found it. Y'all have a
July
great day.
14th,
We'll see-
tomorrow.
we'll see y'all
Tune in,
tomorrow.
6 a.m.